Hello folks, I am back yet again for another review, and today we're taking a look at an Aurora Miniature Models SC60F. If we can focus, this is HD01N04D, HO scale, GMD SD60F, DCC sound, Canadian National Stripes, in service scheme 5504. So yeah, I got this model from Otter Valley Trains, or Otter Valley Model Railroad in Ontario. I finally had the chance to go and look at that store. Gotta say, it's an amazing store. Highly recommend going to one of those stores. Going to that store in Pacific, I should say. Yeah, let's open this without any further delay. So yeah, packaging's pretty nice. That's for sure. It's very thick as well. I will say, not to say I don't like this type of packaging. I think it's okay, but still, again, with the whole screwing thing into the bottom, it's not really that nice. If I'm gonna be honest, I think it would have been a bit better if they just put the whole clamshell, like Repeater does with their coaches and stuff like that. I think that would have been nice. It's kind of like the Bowser slash MTHHO design. But yeah, down here we have some stickers for some reason. Don't know what they're for. Obviously for the locomotive, but besides that, don't really know what else. So should mention, we do have a manual. It's actually very similar, in my opinion, to the very old or older Scale Trains manual. In my opinion, it's actually almost exactly the same. But yeah, it doesn't go over all the functions though, from what I've noticed, which is a bit unfortunate. So yeah, very nice though. I'll go over that and a bit more in a minute. And here we have some roller bearings, extra roller bearings. But yeah, there it is. It looks very good. Oh, sorry about that. It's a very nice looking model. Not sure why my phone's not auto-focusing today, but yeah, it's a very nice looking model. The windows do not open, but you don't really need that anyways. Regardless, though, it's a very nice looking model. It does have step lights, the walkway lights, ditch lights, headlights, tricolor classification lights. It does not have engine room lights, but I don't think he's had that. Anyways, regardless, you can actually see all the way through, which is pretty cool. And it does have, again, step lights, and then reverse lights, and then the walkway lights again, which is very nice. In my opinion, with this being my first Aurora Miniature model, I do think that Aurora is actually better than Scale Trains, in my opinion, in terms of detail. Their speakers are horrible, but yeah, it's really nice. So yeah. Yeah, there's nothing to plug the screws though. Atlas usually gives plugs, but unfortunately there's not. There is traction motor detail, which is very, very, very fine. I don't think I've ever seen that this good before. But I will say these axles have a lot of slack. Not sure how good that is or bad that is, but yeah, just a lot of slack in general. So not really too nice. But yeah, there's no visible glue marks that I can see, which is a first for me. So yeah, really nice. This is detachable to see the decoder, and then that you need to take off to take the body off. I will say I did take the body off, and unfortunately, whatever this is fell off. I'm not sure what this is from. It's not a brake line, so I don't know. But yeah, it has spinning fans as well, which is pretty nice. And yeah, so yeah, it is pretty nice. Although I will say, downside to this is that it does have plastic couplers, which is a bit unfortunate. So yeah, not really too nice there. But yeah, let's head over to the coupler height test. Folks, so I have my tangent scale hopper here as a test, and the Aurora Miniature Models SD60F right here. So yeah, let's go into 2 times lens, and let's see. Yep, as expected, it is low. I do have problems with consisting this locomotive, so it does make sense. That is as expected. Unfortunately, it is. I think it's because it's plastic. But yeah, let's see this side now. My horizontal line's in the way. Yeah, that's a bit low again, unfortunately. Again, if I try to consist this side with my, what's it called, ET44, my scale trains one, the couplers just come uncoupled. So yeah, very unfortunate there. They do have bad couplers. I have heard that it's pretty hard to actually swap these for KD scales or semi scales. So yeah, I'm not sure how I'm gonna do that, but regardless, let's hope it works out. Alright, let's move on. Alright folks, here's a demo of these spinning fans. I will say though, these fans are very loud unfortunately. You can also adjust the speed of the fans using CV50, 350. The default speed is 16, the lowest it can go is 14 without stalling, and yeah, alright. folks, this is a kind of strange thing I just noticed with the SD60F. So if we look here at the axles, the roller bearings, I mean, they're so small that you can see the pickups. And this is very obvious, by the way. This isn't something that you just notice doing this. This is very obvious. Look, like they're different sizes. At least that's how it looks like to me. Very unfortunate there. I hope this is something that's fixed on their newer models. Because that looks, yeah, not too good. Alrighty, folks, we're here for the running session. Today we're going to be running the SD60F, and behind that, an ET44AC by Scale Trains. So yeah, behind this I have around a very mixed freight consist of around 30 cars, including 4 auto racks. These 2 units can handle this pretty well. But I will say the SD60F by itself can't really pull much, unfortunately. Why? I don't really know, if I'm going to be honest. It is strange, though, if you really think about it, of how much really smaller the ET44 is, whilst the SD60 has a lot more room inside of it, and it's quite a bit lighter, I think. I don't think it's heavier. At least it feels a lot lighter, like a lot lighter. It can pull around, I think 12 cars by itself, so not much. When the ET44 can pull around 30, up at 2%, so that's not bad. But yeah, without further ado, let's get started. Alright, folks, I hope you enjoyed this review and writing session. Yeah, I have to say, this SD60F is really good. I can't really fault it besides roller bearings being a bit too small, and the fan loudness, but, regardless, it is still a pretty good model. I do recommend it. Of course, if you're looking for a good SD50F, this would definitely be the model to go with. That's for sure. I do wonder though, are the newer SD50AFs and Fs better in terms of the fans and stuff? Apparently they are, but I don't really know. I might buy a second one. But regardless, I did actually order the speaker upgrade from Scale Sounds, so we're gonna see how that sounds in a future video. Alright, thank you folks so much for watching, and I'll see you soon. Also, please like and subscribe if you like this content. Alright, goodbye folks. I'll see you in the next one.